everything. And so thank you, Cristian, for joining our podcast. It's really nice to see you. I reached out on LinkedIn for some candidate invites, and we found you in our profile to be pretty interesting. I understand you're a professor at a university. You're based out of Colombia, but you're also an AI and data engineer. And that was really interesting for us because I think part of what we're doing right now is with AI, but also to see it from a little bit more of an academic perspective or from an industry perspective, and see which areas that can take us in this conversation. Maybe related to some of the work that you do in your area, some of the specific research, or maybe you have a really deep understanding of the space right now, and maybe even improving some of our knowledge about how we can do better. Yeah. And so, sure, let's take it away. You can just have an intro about yourself, and we can go from there.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Of course.
The first, thanks for the invitation. It's a great honor to share with you this space. The perfect introduce myself. Thanks. In this case, I consider it important to development the societies, the ways to the people intends to grow in different fields. If you, for example, think 20 years ago, we don't need these tools to communicate with people. We don't use education platforms or a platform as e-commerce was dangerous 20 years ago. Right now, today, the globalization is a great opportunity to generate communication with people in another country, and with this topic, the AI become a fantastic way to develop economy, equal opportunities, because right now you can become a data engineer or data scientist or artificial intelligence engineer or different roles, and you can work in anywhere in the world. You don't have any problems. So
that's facts. Yeah. How do you think AI would change education? Because I'm going to talk after, but how do you see it?
I think there are many challenges in both perspectives. For the teachers and the students, it's complicated. The teachers need to change the framework in learning process and to engage with AI tools to deploy better understanding in students. This is a great challenge. On the other hand, the students have a difficult problem to think, oh, AI solves any problem. I don't need to think.
Yeah.
This is a dangerous problem. For this reason, I think that the main idea is understand that AI tools in education needs to achieve a tool or medium or source to improve your education progress, not the finished topic to solve any problem. Because in the future, we are going to face, for example, in health sector, if the people don't prepare, AI solves the problem. Maybe the AI tools fail. Is the solution.
Your voice
It's
lagged a
complicated.
bit.
Two perspective, professor and students. Yeah, can you give me?
Yeah. You can keep going.
No, so in my case, is that the insight or the most important reflection, I think, is complicated because it's professor and students part.
The way we see it is that we take a step back from AI and we're like, okay, let's look at the current situation. Let's look at current universities. how much of the knowledge that is being taught to students is practical knowledge? And by practical, I mean like wisdom, something that can be used and not to just forget about like after, because of how our human brain functions. So university as a single organization, in our opinion, is not sufficient enough, and it doesn't even know all the information in the world and in the workforce. So it can't even teach it to the students. Instead, what we believe in is that like businesses should focus on something called return on learning. And return on learning is not return on investment, but is very crucial on getting to return on investment, because you teach your workforce knowledge that university couldn't, basically. And that's the practical knowledge that you will to pay for. So it's like if your employee is like educated, bring you all sorts of grades, all sorts of like certifications. I'm graduated from Harvard, but he can't do the job. How can you hire him, right? So in VFitter University, we have some sort of like learn and earn functionality, which we cut the grades, we cut the quiz, and we say, okay, just learn and earn. And learn what? Learn the knowledge that is being offered by the brand itself, not by the university. The brand knows what is workforce, what kind of knowledge that has to be taught to the students. And they basically teach that, and the student would just learn and then get hired straight away. No grades, no quiz. The proof of work is going to be the quiz itself, right? So if my employee can do the job properly, I'll hire him. Doesn't matter if the grade is low, if it's from that university, this university. So this is how we see that like the current system is broken right now, and we want to kind of like fix it using AI. And how using AI? Well, we think that like, okay, brands might not have experience creating lessons, might not have experience creating some sort of like modules and like things to teach the students. Instead, AI can do that, right? So with using AI, we can create structured modules, structured lessons, teaching exactly what the brand needs to be done. And in some cases, we even have streaming. So the teacher would just be there streaming live, and everybody else is just like using some AI bots while listening to the teacher in live stream. And we call that like V lessons, right? So they're like practical lessons offered by university department of your brand. It's not like the university as the separate organization. It's the part of your brand that focuses on return on learning. So what do you think about that? Like as like the solution that we're offering?
It's a difficult question, man. So I think it's important to let the people understand that university is not the one solution right now to achieve a fantastic life. If you talk with people 50 years ago, the university is the most important in this moment. 50 years ago. Right now, the people need to understand that it's not only a knowledge in your brain, it's social skills and how to deploy the knowledge in real life, and then how the people solve difficult problems. For example, this is a fantastic example that I explained in my class. If you think the coronavirus outbreak, the world, the whole world needs to 9 months to find out COVID vaccine. Okay, if you watch the history in vaccination, we had delayed 20. It's a difference, huge difference. 9 months and 20 years ago, for example, with COVID vaccination, the people don't speak with this topic. This is a fantastic example with technology because mRNA technology with vaccination is proven or a free trial with different disease right now. In this case, I think that the problem with the society is that the people think we don't need more knowledge to solve these different problems. However, in this moment, we need to transform the knowledge in solution to the life, because if we don't deploy this knowledge, the people don't get progress in the society. If you watch the Coursera platform, for example, it's a fantastic opportunity to different people in the world to get a fantastic education class, because you pay your certification or only you take the lesson. And this problem
Totally
with
agree.
the education system is
I think your voice was cut. Can you hear it?
the knowledge and the teaching 80 years ago. Can you hear me?
Yeah. Could you just repeat the last paragraph? If that's possible.
Okay, yes, don't worry. Eh, I want to say the Coursera platform is an excellent tool to anyone in the world to get a fantastic education. If you want to pay your certification, you can. What is the problem in education? The education changes the way or frameworks to learn with the people. The people don't want to sit in a classroom to listen a teacher. You have to deploy this. No, the people wants to, okay, this knowledge in the future solves this problem. This is the people want to hear or want to listen. It's very important and understand that. In my class, normally in the master class with students in Colombia, Latam, and Europe, I prefer to deploy case studies in different situations,
I see. That's interesting.
because in real life you don't need deploy an exam. In real life, you have a problem in real life. Oh, I have to save all my tools to solve this problem. It's not reality. In real
Yeah.
life, you need all tools to solve this problem. Education, maths equal. You need all the tools to solve this problem. I think this is the most important in education. It's not the grade. The people concerned about the grade, I think the grade is the last goal. The grade is a number. The grade not define if you are smarter than other people, and this is the problem. I feel that people feels grade the most important, and the grade for me is the last topic in education. I knew, and I have I have now people with fantastic grades and worse social skills.
Oh wow. Yeah, I've seen them all the time. All the nerds in my classroom, basically, like when I grew up, they couldn't communicate. We couldn't become friends because like I'm a very friendly person, but they had awesome grades. They had like supernatural grades. But just to make this a little bit more interesting, so what we have right now is not just helping with the education, but we recently watched a podcast by Andrew Huberman and Mark Zuckerberg, and they were talking about some sort of like lab cell condition simulation. And they said that large language models can definitely do that. And it's like in a single lab, you could only test one condition at a time. And it's very time consuming, but thanks to AI, right now you could do thousands of conditions all at once. And then you could just test and see like, okay, this one worked, this one didn't work. And you're just simulating, right? So as you can see here, this is the sample model we actually made just to prove this point, right? Because I didn't believe it myself. I'm like, how can this ever be possible? But then we realized that there are cell types. Of course, we don't know all the cell types. We're still discovering them. But the cell types that are in my body, for example, they're similar to what the cell types in your body. depending on the condition, depending on how much sport we do, if we are eating too much, those changes the cell, but the cell types is still the same. So we could do simulations on top of these cell types. As you can see here, like I'm just going to start from the beginning. So I made this bot with the help of the bot itself, right? So it's like, tell me what you need to start, right? And then it asked me, okay, give me this, give me a specific disease, give me a treatment, give me specific cellular processes. And then I gave it all the like conditions that I want to operate on the simulation. Okay, just let me share the screen because this one is not.
It's shared. I can see it, but
Okay, can you see it now?
I can see it right now. But is it on OBS or?
Yeah, it is obvious.
Okay,
so yeah, these are the conditions, the things that AI asked from me. But then I said, okay, these are my variables. Human. I want to do the cancer. I want to do gene therapy, cell signaling, and I want to do it for 1 year, right? And then, as you can see, it started the editing. It started the expression, and then next we set up the simulation parameters. And it cut off here because like it wasn't trained enough. Like I had to keep updating the memory. But as you can see here, these are the final results of the simulation. So the tumor size got smaller after 1 year, almost like a 50% reduction. And then the cancer cells, apoptosis. I feel like this is like destruction of the cancer cells. And I'm not really that scientific. I just like I'm just testing out different processes, and that's what makes it interesting, right? So it's like I don't know nothing about that, and I'm getting help from the bot to make itself. And then I said, okay, now for the results, just create a chart. And then it created the chart, and I said a different one. This is the tumor size getting reduced, and then all these different scientific rates that are apparently like some of them improving, one of them stable. But my point is that these are all done within our like simple backend. Like this much pre-prompt is just enough to do everything like simulation wise for something such a like something this practical, right? It's like super useful. You could test like if you do this in a lab, it actually takes 1 year to test this, right? So you can't just like simulate this stuff easily. And so as you can see, like just to give a quick like the background of the back end of our bot. So as you can see, this is the source information. You could have multiple versions of the source information. This is the default output for example, this is text generation. It could be image generation. These are all the assets that you want to add for the bot to access. Like you can add images, you can add sound, any sort of file. And then this is the large language model. So we have OpenAI, we have Google, Anthropic, Meta, and then experimental. These experimental ones are the ones that are built on top of these AI language models. And they're basically pulled, and they're not working properly, but sometimes in some cases, like for example, chart creation, that Claude doesn't do it properly. If I switch to the experimental, I get awesome results. Public description and the analytics of the usage. And something that we are also working on for like more practical use cases is basically like a call center, right? So we just move to the call center, and it's just like how ChatGPT talk works. You speak to the bot, you brainstorm with the bot, and the bot speaks back to you while everything is being saved in the memory. Let me just finish with the memory concept. As you may know, ChatGPT is chat-based, right? All these AI large language models, they store information within a chat, but we are memory-based, and that allows us to keep track of each response in the memory, right? There's like a brain here that you can access every information. You could be like, okay, I didn't want that answer, so I would just take it away from the memory, and it would just simply not delete, but like unhighlight the answers. So yeah, you can upload more content, you could analyze, you could simulate, you could clear the memory. And for example, when you're pressing on upload, you could upload MP3 for transcription, you could upload PNG and JPEG for image annotation, like it annotates objects in the image and then describes it. And then for PDF and CSV, this is basically like database. You want to upload your own database, it's totally possible. And one more thing, if you don't want to upload your own database and want to get it live, you could simply just press on this button and add an API call. And when you add an API call, it's usually like hard to get the endpoint, headers, body. So what we created is automated API credential sort of getting. So you could just say like Google Sheets get documents, and then press on this button right here, and then it's getting all the call information and placing it right in the spot. So you just have to just change the access token and run to test the API. So yeah, is there any questions that you have?
So in my case, I have listened of your folks. I think ChatGPT is a great tool if you understand your purpose of your goals with this tool, because from prompt you can ask ChatGPT act in different roles. You can ask ChatGPT act as a doctor, act as a nurse, act as professor, act an Excel expert, act an AI expert, act in media expert to generate insights or head text. The ChatGPT is fantastic if you understand what is your main goal, to understand the knowledge and know wait, oh, ChatGPT solves all my problems and I don't need to think. It's a bad strategy, because you become dependent in the tool. If the tool fail or generate a bad response, you can alter different purpose. Imagine, for example, if the doctor trusts all your knowledge in ChatGPT and ChatGPT fails for any reason, the risk is bigger than you think. You can
Exactly.
put in risk a person or disease problem with the people. Normally, I think ChatGPT has a great opportunity to change the format in education and in the people, because you can use in your daily task. For example, in my case, I hate typing emails. For me, I hate writing emails, because I must to respond or answer 50 emails per day minimum.
Oh wow, that's
For
a lot.
me, it's a waste of time, really.
It is. Yeah.
I prefer to ChatGPT. Okay, I need to act as my role, and I need to respond kind and educate and show. This is the instruction, and I need to solve this problem. And again, I copy the output and I send the email, and I save around 2 hours per day minimum.
That's a lot. Yeah. This is fantastic. But like when you said it makes people lazy because it's like gives them everything, and I don't think it's that, because like if you think about it, we have something called theory, like the knowledge, and then the wisdom, which is like the practiced theory, right? If someone just gives me the theory fast enough so I could practice it, I would appreciate that, right? Because ChatGPT is not going to go do the workout. If it give me, like, for example, like all these gym instructions, go do this dumbbell, it's not gonna do the dumbbell for me, but it's gonna give me all the like instructions on how to basically do them. So the knowledge is there, the practice still has to be done by myself. But what it was back then, it was like I had to go buy that book to know the knowledge, and with like my distance to that book was a lot, because I had to walk and go to the store, pick up the book, even find the right book, buy it, come home, find it with a highlighter in my hand, search with eye, right? But after search engines, that got easier. After ChatGPT, that got 10 times easier, because it's like you're actually targeting knowledge vertically, right? So it's like, it's not like you can create a table from 4 different books, getting the exact knowledge that you want from all those 4 different books, put it in one table, and then make it practical. So what do you think about that? Right.
So I think I have read a brief of History in Time, written by Stephen Hawking, and the last page, he spoke the last philosophers and scientifics, scientist person, the most important research, forgotten the most important in the research or the science is find out the most important secrets in the universe. I think right now, with the technology, we need to talk with quantum energy, or I forget the name, and nuclear energy. Sorry, nuclear energy. We need to think in traveling with time. Think to visit another planet, because I consider, for example, Elon Musk understands fit the problem, because he thinks, okay, I got it. I born. I think he wants to change the role in the AI, because if you think with Elon Musk thinks in Tesla as a great opportunity to change the transportation model with Tesla. Right now, SpaceX is thinking in travel in different planets to understand how occur different problems in that. I think ChatGPT is a great tool to support this knowledge as science to solve the most difficult problems in the universe and the civilization, because the when the people think in climate problem, the climate problem is not only, oh, okay, I save 1 shirt. I don't buy 1 shirt because this is a problem with the environment. No, the solution is more complex. I think AI is a great tool to solve minimum problems in the job. If you think, for example, university is a fantastic tool. In the past, 10 years ago or 20 years ago, you watch a lot of duty people in routinary duties, are secretary or assistant. Right now, you don't watch these people. The amount of people work in this education assistant jobs is dropped. Similar way to agriculture, farm or agriculture topics, the population that work in this sector dropped in 90%. The name is the number is huge number. The people don't think in that. In this moment, I always say that, and my students, in this moment in the life, the most important skill is self learning, learning time.
Exactly. Agreed. Totally. Did you know that Earth is underpopulated? Like, these environmentalists, they keep pushing this idea that like, oh yeah, you're overpopulated, don't have kids. Earth is actually underpopulated, and now that we have AI tools to actually like ask good questions, as you said, like about the universe, you know that, right? So it's like it's actually in a crisis mode right now. Like we have a lot of space on Earth that could be filled with like families. Now, in my opinion, we can create abundance with AI. That means like everybody can have like a penthouse, right, on this Earth. And someone like Elon Musk is focusing on going to the Mars. Now, like, think about this, how practical that sounds to you, right? Because like fixing Earth is one option, moving from Earth and building an Earth in Mars is another option. Which one's harder? Which one is more likely to be possible, right? So, yeah.
It's difficult. I think the people think in the short term with AI. Oh, I lost my job. Okay, it's possible. I think it's changed the mindset. Okay, I can get a better job with better salary and with better opportunities to migrate and another sector, another industry, another project. Because normally I think it's a generational problem with that. Because if you talk with people that belongs in the company 10 years or 20 years ago, oh no, AI steals my job. It's complex to talk with this topic with these people. If the people don't understand the AI comes to here and the future, it's a difficult problem to solve. In in the the main problem is with people with no access in education. Oh, I don't need to learn. No, if you don't learn, you walk away in the future. You walk away in the opportunities. You walk away in lose your job in the short time. It's a reality. Normally in the university, I always say it in my students, it's very important self learning in all moment. Oh, this is a strategy works out for me. Okay, I got it. This strategy is don't work out for me. Okay, I need to understand what is the best way to me to understand and deploy. With different people we talk with this topic. I want to say, if you are teacher, you must be able to deploy the knowledge. If you are not be able to deploy, you are not teacher, because if you don't understand and then you don't deploy, you don't understand the knowledge. It's very important change the mindset with AI, because people in different countries and for example, countries with poor development, poor economic development, think the AI is a great problem. Uh, I read a news some days with World Economic Forum. Some leaders in the world ask stop generate AI. It's a problem. Why? We need to AI to generate development, solution in health, solution in education, solution in job. Uh, I think it's very important change the role with this problem and so on. Think in the most complex problem. You said building in a Mars in the future. It's a great opportunity. Understand how works this planet, how we deploy the life with disease problems in the future, how stop the cancer problems or another difficult problems, or preventing the future another pandemics, for example.
Oh yeah, that one is a huge one. So yeah, like in disease curation, this is like a topic that AI can definitely work. But in terms of industry, because you're like a professor, and like you have all your students, how do you see that AI could be equipped by your students or by you to basically make the process smoother for your like teaching process?
I think depends of the plan. In the university, many students don't understand. Oh, the time is long. No, the time is faster. 2 years was faster. The pandemic was 2020, and this is 2023. It's 3 years ago. The student thinks, oh, this is a long time. No, it's a short time. You need to self-educate, use platform as Coursera, edX, Datacamp. In Colombia, Platzi is a fantastic opportunity, or free code. You deploy your skills in technical topics. You need to learn outside the university, cloud services, data science topics, understand minimum one environment in cloud. Oh, I love AWS. Okay, you need to understand and practice AWS. Or, oh no, I prefer to Azure. Okay, you need to learn Azure in this moment that is free the education. Okay, the last and the most important for me, the social skills. I think the student wait, oh, the university solve all my problems. No, you need to self self emotion, your thoughts, your emotion. You need to understand the other people, understand the behavior in the other people,
Definitely.
understand the environments, understand that all people have insecurities, all people have troubles, all people wants to grow in a job, and you need to engage these social skills in a business world. Normally, the students think, "Oh no, business world is a university." No, it's difficult. It's a war. If you need to prepare to fight and show your potential and your skills.
Definitely. Thank you so much for your time. It was a great pleasure meeting you, and hope to talk to you soon. Hopefully next time we can just watch like a movie or something, like a scientific movie. Yeah.
Okay, fantastic.
Thank you.
Thank you for the invitation. I really appreciate that space. I feel emotion, and I feel glad to share with you this space. It's a fantastic. Really, I hope for the company the best, and see you soon.
Thank you so much. Same way here. Have a great day. Bye bye, bro.
Have a good day.